Here's why most people are completely wrong about demisexuality. There's a lot of misinformation and dismissing of demisexuality as a valid orientation lately, across multiple social media platforms. This has been an issue for a long time, but lately it's been getting a lot worse. So I'm here to clear up some of that misinformation. All right, let's start out with the basics. What exactly is demisexuality, and why does it matter? Demisexuality is a sexual orientation characterized by the strong need for an emotional connection before experiencing sexual attraction. It's a part of the asexual spectrum. Think of it like emotional connection is a prerequisite before sexual attraction can occur. Now, here's where things get messy. There's a persistent myth that demisexuality isn't real, or that it's just like being everyone else. But let me tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. First off, demisexuality is not a choice or a phase. It's a valid and intrinsic aspect of someone's identity, just like being heterosexual, homosexual, pansexual, or bisexual. It's not about being picky or playing hard to get either. It's about the way individuals naturally experience attraction. Let's talk numbers for a moment. Studies have shown that approximately 1% of the population identifies somewhere on the asexual spectrum. That's not an insignificant number, and in fact, the number's thought to be actually a little bit higher, somewhere in around the 2% range. Talking strictly numbers, my graduating high school class was around 350 students. That's 7 of my classmates on average. Well, 6 because I'd be one of those 7. And in those 7, odds are at least one would identify with the language of demisexuality. Asexuality is a diverse community of individuals whose experiences and feelings deserve acknowledgement and validation, including demisexual folks. Dismissing demisexuality as just like everyone else ignores the unique challenges and struggles that demisexual folks face. Navigating relationships and intimacy can be complex and nuanced, often requiring a lot of open communication and understanding from partners. There's also a lot of pressures that demisexual folks may face, including a lot of mental and physical harm that can come from those pressures. Demisexual and other asexual folks are often ignored, dismissed, alienated, and even objectified and violated for their orientation. Ignoring demisexuality is allowing these to continue. So let's bust this myth wide open. Demisexuality is not fake, and it's certainly not just like everyone else. It's a valid and essential part of human sexuality, deserving of recognition and acceptance. Now let's address some of the more common misconceptions about demisexuality. One of the biggest myths about demisexual individuals are that they're simply waiting for the right person or they haven't found the right one yet. This couldn't be further from the truth. All these claims do is romanticize the orientation, undermining the journey of self-acceptance that the demisexual individual has gone through. It's someone's real-life experience, it's not some fairy tale. Another misconception is that demisexuality is a form of normal, or that everyone feels that way. While it's true that many people value emotional connections in their relationships, demisexuality goes beyond that. It's about the exclusive nature of sexual attraction based on emotional bonds. One thing that a lot of people tend to get confused about is the difference between action and attraction. Demisexuality is every bit as much about the attraction part as it is the action. Arguably even more, since that's the language in the definition and how most people use the term to help articulate their experience. The people who claim that demisexuality is just like everyone else are likely doing one of 3 things. Only looking at it from the action side of things, lying to themselves about how often they actually experience attraction, or suppressing and denying their own demisexuality. In most cases, it's likely one of the first 2. The ones who only address the action argue that demisexuality is just like everyone else because they're saying that everyone waits to engage in the action until they've formed that strong emotional bond. For one, we know that that's not true to begin with. And for 2, that's not what demisexuality is anyway. Demisexual folks don't experience attraction until that connection is made. That means they don't experience the want to do it with a specific person. They don't get those feelings. It has nothing to do with whether or not they actually engage in the action. That brings me to that second group there. Those who are likely lying to themselves about how often they experience attraction, probably due to some moral objection that they experience. Again, it's not about actually acting on the desires or actions. Many of the demisexuality deniers who say that they're just like everyone else aren't accurately asking themselves, how often do I feel attracted to someone in that way before I really know them? They aren't considering the coworker they barely know or the times that they've been out for drinks and see someone across the room. They may seem like fleeting moments of attraction, but they still happen. Those same moments do not happen for demisexual folks, and that's the difference. Then, of course, there's probably some percentage of people who just don't realize that they are demisexual, or at least part of the asexual spectrum, because they've only known their own experiences and haven't looked further. A number of asexual folks realize it later in their life because there's just not enough information out there for them to even learn about it. So what can we do to support demisexual individuals and combat these misconceptions? Education and awareness are key. By spreading accurate information and fostering understanding, we can create a more inclusive and accepting society for everyone. This video is really more of an introduction to demisexuality, but to learn further, I highly suggest a colleague and friend of mine, Elle Rose. They are an excellent resource on demisexuality. I'll put their link tree in the description of this video. If you found additional resources on demisexuality, or you have suggestions for future videos, or you have any questions or comments, don't forget to drop them in the comment section. And if you found this video helpful, please like this video and share it with other people. And don't forget to subscribe for more aromantic and asexual content, and join my Discord to keep the conversation going. Remember, empathy and respect are powerful tools in building a more compassionate world. So let's continue to learn and grow together.